Hi guys, so here's probably a last for a while scrap tutorial. Again, I'm using up some green and copper clay. It's from my formaldehyde. I don't think it's ever going to run out, but there's no need to throw that clay in the corner. There's so many things you can do. So here's another quick tutorial for now. Okay, so this is rolled out on a 0, which is my thickest setting. Everything you need will be written underneath above the comments. One of the things I can let you know now you'll need is a letter thing. This was a couple of quid. It's the smallest I can get, and I'd be really interested to know if anyone can get anything smaller anywhere. Other than that, it's just findings and bits. You need your standard stuff. Okay, so I've cut out 2 earrings here. Right, the first thing I want to do, they're probably a bit close actually, I'm wondering whether to put them on another tile. Yeah, for ease of use I'm going to stick them onto a tile, just so I can move things around. Find a clean part. Okay, that hopefully will make life a bit easier. Just burnish them on gently. Right, it's just so I can move it around, they won't stay on there. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, and a little tip, I want to try and make a brushed metal look in the centre of these. So I've got one of these wire things. You can make your own, just put a few pieces together, keep straightening it, but keep a wet one. If you keep a wet one and rub it and then do it, you don't get all the little bits. I mean, you can even use a pointy tool and just do it slowly. There's lots and lots of ways of doing it. I mean, this one's bent and I've tried straightening it, but I'll just do the best I can do with it. I just want that brushed copper look, or brushed metal. It can be any metal, can't it? But see, so far there's not one little bit, and if you do get the odd little one, you can pick it up with a bit of scrap clay gently. Okay, I don't need to go to the edge because I'll be doing something else, but that's about as far as I need to go. Just try and keep them straight, and if they do go wobbly, you can go over them. Good news, I've got a new microphone arrived, but haven't been able to sort it yet because my hubby's not very well. But hopefully this will be the last one without a microphone. Fingers crossed. Right, okay, so that's that done, so I'm quite happy. If you can see it. I'll just check I put my lights on, yeah. Okay, so that's that. Now I just went on to dotting tool. There's 2 sizes there I can mix. And I'm just going around the edge really. I need to keep in mind how wide my lettering is, so yeah. I'm not going to do the lettering yet. I can always alter where these holes are and add more at some point. So there's no rule that it all has to be done now. Okay, now I'm just going to dot around to try and give that hammered metal look. Try and form a semblance of a pattern so you've got something that goes quite nicely. It doesn't, I mean, mine's organic, there's nothing straight or perfect about it, but I'm going to try and get them both to more or less match. And you can change the size of the tool as well. You don't have to have all the holes exactly the same size. Hoping I haven't gone too far over. I tried it with doing the stamping first, but of course when you go to use the mica powders it all goes into the paint, so I've decided it's best to do it this way. I'm just going to check again. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I can add more hammer marks at any point. So at the moment I just want to get a semblance of a pattern. Can match them up perfectly later, I just want to get it going. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some bronze and put it in to the deeper parts. My aim is for it to go in the deeper parts and then use sellotape to remove it from the top parts. So I'm going to use a soft brush. I'm just going to start, I'll add it in there first. So what I want to do is to look a bit like an older metal, but to still be able to burnish over with copper so it's got a shine on the top parts. I think that'll look quite nice. So I'm just doing this first, and make sure you don't apply pressure at all, because obviously you've gone to the trouble of making all those little lines. So very, very gently with a very soft brush. It will all go in. Okay, and then aim to get it in the hammer holes. So it'll make it look like the older bits inside have just gone duller. Okay, so do that with both of them. I'll do that now and then I'll be back. Okay, so they're both done. So now I'm just going to grab some sellotape and do the sellotape trick. So I just want to take it off the top so that when I do the copper it's got something to adhere to, because it's not going to stick if it's already got copper on the top, you know. So that's the aim of why this was done like this. You can always add and amend things as and when. And it doesn't necessarily mean all the crevices of the hammer or 4 hammer holes are going to all be old with dirt in. Some of them might still look nice, so if we do add more hammer holes it'll be fine. So just trying to make sure it's all off the surface. Okay, that'll do for now, and I'm going to add some more little hammer holes because I can see where they're needed. And don't worry about it misshaping a little bit, because we'll recut the edges when it's needed. So don't worry about it going out of shape. Okay. Now to get the copper. And I'm just going to burnish over it with my finger gently. Okay, so I'm just going to do that with both of them until I'm happy with both, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got them round about where I'm happy with them. So now I've got my letters. And I need to add them, but I'm not going to add them straight. I'm going to add them at an angle, a little bit of an angle. I'll just push down. Okay, the same here. Try and get them round about the same. Doesn't matter if they're not identical anyway, does it? There you go. So that's that. Now I'm going to go back and get my cutter. The first thing I'll do is tidy up the shape. And I also I'm going to leave them in their original shape. I was going to round all the edges, but I'm not going to bother. Now I need a knife just to tidy those edges up. Put them on this old tile, makes life a bit easier. Okay, now I'm also going to make a hole in the top of both of them when I find something to do it with. That one there will do. Okay, so I'm going to make a hole in the top of both of these, and it's going to be slightly bigger than normal because I'm going to be putting wire through. Okay, so, oh dear, I just dropped something. Never mind, it was blooming clay and now it's dropped to the floor. I best remember to pick it up before I stand on it. Okay, so just for a little bit of fun now, actually saying that, I'll do that last. No, the next thing I need to do is get some paint in here. Now, it's very hard to get it in without getting around the edge, so maybe I need a bit of touch-up needed with the mica afterwards. But it's much better than the opposite way round, if that makes sense. So I've got this. This is can't see what colour it is. Middle of black flash. I think it says it's quite old now, so the writing's wearing off. So now I'm again going to go and get myself little brush, and I'm going to aim to be putting the colour in there just to give it a darker shadow down there. It just makes the letters stand out better, and if I need to touch it up, that's fine. So far so good. So I'm going to do that with all the letters and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've put them on these domes now, so that it'll be easier to do the rest of the bits, and also be able to do the sides if you want to do them now. So what I've done here, I've done this one, I've just stuck a little butterfly finding on there and 3 little trail balls. So I'm just going to do similar here, but they're a nightmare to do, and they roll everywhere. Oh, that one went in easy. Generally I'm chasing them around the table. Oh, now why don't you do that all the time? Right, so that's roughly the same. Okay, and I'm just going to give these a little push so they're nice and firm. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to brush it over with Kato liquid clay. So I'll just put a little bit on the table here, and then, not you, yep, you'll do. And I'm just going to, before I do that, I'm just going to double check all the holes and bangs and this, that and the other, because they tend to get mushed a little bit no matter how gentle you are. And I can just tidy that edge up there that I saw move when I did that. okay, and that one is more or less okay anyway. I'll do right. Now I'm just going to literally gently just give it a gentle brush over with Kato liquid clay, and that will give it a sort of a satin sheen, so it protects it, but it doesn't give it a big shine or anything. It is knocking the mica a little bit, but unfortunately that can't be helped. It's still leaving enough on there. It'll also help hold these findings. So gone over it a bit thick there, but I'll take it off and put it here. Okay, so I'm just subtly making sure it covers the butterfly a little bit, so not too much, so that hoping it'll still dry clear, because it has sort of been a little bit coloured, parts of it, by the liquid clay, the mica in the liquid clay. Okay, so I'm just going to do both, then I'm going to put them both in the oven at the manufacturer's recommended temperature, and I'll see you on the other side. Hi guys, they're out of the oven. I've got both of them here, and some of the copper's faded at the front, so that's going to be, I'm going to play around with that. So I think using the Kato liquid on it took away a lot of the shimmer. But anyway, for the backs, rolled out in a number 6, and I'm literally doing that. You wouldn't think it would work on a number 6, would you, because it's so fine, but it does. I'm literally doing the hammered effect. So how I'm doing, if you want to use liquid clay, use liquid clay. I'm just going to apply pressure. I'm not worried about the fingerprints because I'll be knocking them out in a minute. But if you prefer, use something else. Right. So the first thing I'm going to do, just going to tidy the edges. They'll probably need another tidy after it's been hammered. There might be, it might stretch it a little bit, but this gives you a chance to seal the sides down. Okay, and then just get your ball tool again. And I'm just going to start hammering. If you do see any fingerprints, aim to go over them, and then they're, you know, that's that. I just think it sort of goes nicer with this than a normal pattern would. See whether I should do some bigger ones. Well, okay, I think I've done it as much as I need to, so I'll just remove any excess. Right, okay. Oh dear, I've just lost something. Never mind. I'll use some liquid clay now to put that back in. Saying that it needs something to grip to, doesn't it? It's got a pattern on it, but I don't know. No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to super glue it afterwards. I think that's going to be the best option. I might take the other one off and super glue it too, just to be on the safe side. But anyway, I'm going to put those back in the oven as they are now, and I'll see you on the other side. Hi guys, I'm back. So the back of them I've just used Liquitex acrylic paint, and then I've just tidied them up, stuck the butterflies back on, and I just need to I'll just show you with one what I'm doing. I just need to make that hole a little bit bigger at the back there. Put the wire through. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces of copper wire 20 gauge, and it's about 12 centimetres I've cut. So I'm looking to fold them roughly in half and get my round nosed pliers, and about the thickness I want the hoop to be is where I'm going to bend them. So this is just really simple, my own made up way of just quickly doing a rough wire wrap. I don't want a tidy one, it's going to be a bit like these, you know, just very organic I suppose, but I want it to have that look, so just want to let you know that beforehand. So now I've done that, so it's in half, I've used the pliers, so I'm going to put them both through the back, if the hole's big enough. Yeah, and then I'm going to decide roughly what size I want my hook to be to add the copper ear insert to. So I'm going to say I want it about that size. So this one I simply fold that way, that one I'll fold that way, and when I turn it around the back it's going to look like that. So I just want to tighten this a bit down at the base, just a bit to help it. Okay, and then when I've done that, I'm going to make sure that stays still, and I'm going to bend that round and then bend that round. Okay, so that's what the front's going to look like at this point, and the back's got these two. So all I do now, because I want that kind of rough wrapped wire, I'm just going to wrap it round. Now I don't do wire wrapping very much, I know very little, but what I have learned is to let the wire do the work rather than you try and do it for the wire. It works better. So I'm just going round, like that. I'm just going to go around 3 times, take it round to the back, and then I'm just going to where are they? Oh, I've just lost them. I think those the wire straightener things, I don't know the proper name for them, but you use these for straightening the wires, etc., and lots of other things. So I'm just going to give that a slight squeeze. Oh dear, no, I've just pushed them all flat the wrong way, so hang on, they've all bent up. That's alright, start again. Okay, so I'm just going to take that round the back, and then when I want that to tuck in and not be able to catch, so I'm going to take it just about there. I don't know if you can see, so it's just past the actual wire itself, so I can tuck it in. So I'm just going to bend that round best I can and see if I can turn it with the round nose just to get it in the right angle to go in, and then ease it round. Takes a little bit of practice. I imagine when you do it every day it's really easy, but I'm still at that learning stage myself. Right, there's nothing sharp there, so no worries. Okay, that's the front still. I was going to wrap this one round too, but I don't know if I will now, because that actually looks quite nice. As it is, I was going to do like a double wrap, so it looked a bit messy. So what I'm going to do then is just let you know, so you won't need quite so much. How much am I going to be cutting off? About 2 centimetres, so you'll probably need about 10 centimetres when you start. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that round to there, and then I'm going to cut it about here, and then I'm going to tuck it in behind the wire, and I think that will actually do, because I think that actually might look nicer than it would have done had I tried to do too much on a small earring. Right, so this is the fiddly bit. So you need to get that up and round it as much as you can to help it so it'll slip in when it needs to in a minute. So I'm rounding that off, ready to push that in behind that wire. That's it. And just squash it down a bit, make sure it's secure. If I can open these have been playing me up for a while. I've actually got some new ones, but I like these, which is a bit, oh, they keep going, they're broken, I think. Right, I'm just going to push it in best I can. That's it. That one at the top I can see, so I'm just going to shove it down a bit, as it doesn't need to be visible. There we go. So there you go. You've got a nice little simple, very simple, extremely simple wire wrapping. And then I'm just going to get some copper coloured earrings to add to that. The inserts, I mean. Yeah, I think I'm... Whoops, do I want anything fancy like that? No, don't think I do, not for this. No, for this I'm going to go with those. So that will do nicely. Okay, so that's going to be the earring insert. I just need to open that now a little bit more, slip that in. I've got it the wrong way. Slip that in, and then I shall tighten it up, and there you go. So I shall just do the other one and I'll be back. Okay, so there's your little metallic style piece earrings with a little bit of wire wrapping at the top. Okay, so I don't know, can you see all that clearly? Okay, that's the back. All done from scrap again. Okay, thank you for watching.